Okay, skedaddle, skedoodle. My brain is a noodle. Time to proceed. The last time I was here, I was investigating things. There is one problem.
Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues.
And please bear with me. Which is, I may have not played this for a while. And I may have engaged in a completely different game in the meantime. Which means I have completely forgot how to control things. That's just a thing that happens sometimes. It's... I regret it, but... Look, if I'm just severely confused about everything, that would be why.
Holmes, are you sure you've left no stone unturned?
Oh, Watson doesn't let me leave. It's like, Holmes, there's more shit in here, Holmes. What are you doing, you mad boy? Oh, wow. Okay, there is more shit in here. There's like a altar to... What? So I have to ask, are these like developers or like Kickstarter people? Because these are real beings. It is pretty cool, but I don't entirely know what this means. They even like scattered some on the desk. Even more. So you guys are the unfortunate victims, the afflicted, the... So for this one, I need 2 greens and a yellow. Is that a blue? It looks sort of blue. Or is that a green? Amos Colby. The man on the altar was private detective from the Northwood Agency in Boston. Mr. Colby may have been investigating the disappearances before getting caught and killed by the perpetrators. Let me just remove shit that doesn't even make sense for me to remove. It's easier to handle when there's like less items. And I'm somehow getting them right. Don't worry, it's big brain time. Right, so we still need a bit more for where the abducted are getting sent to. We do have a new clue.
Who are these people?
Oh, there we go. Now I can interact with this.
Who are these people?
Yeah, I feel like it's some sort of like, I don't know, Patreon subscribers playing the abductees. Like, that would be the most sense make. Or like Kickstarter people or something. It's kind of sweet when developers do it. Though in here it is kind of very obvious.
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed.
The buttons or the clothes?
Dumpra, a staple of lecturemen's attire in Nepal. Gathered from dozens of people at the very least.
Hey, not police. Cool. So it is migrants that are getting missing. Either that or traveling groups. Most likely migrants. If you wanted to disappear a large amount of people, the ones that like the environment and government cares the least about
This sensor has more narcotic residues.
would make the most sense.
Miserable food, mass-produced.
I'm sorry, what? What's mass-produced? The crab?
Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues.
I have a feeling that Watson just walked into a wall or something.
The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it. Deep scratches left in a frenzy.
Ooh, blood.
A small bloodstain, but not serious.
How would you know? Someone could have just like removed the whole hand off themselves and you're like, oh, it's not serious. It's fine. I mean, I suppose there isn't a lot of blood. That's probably a good thing. We need to find one more scene like that. Come on, Holmes, we can do it. We combine the good detective make.
Potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues.
That being said, you can like do half majority of the detective bit. I'm just gonna bumble around while controlling your body as if you're slightly possessed. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, I already did this one.
Kianak, Flegethor, Lebumna, Siaha, Inguft.
Holmes, how do you know what you just read? Because you read as if you knew how to read it.
I hope we're close to finding our answers. This place is unsettling.
Oh, so food's no longer in your mind then? No more talking about pork pies. I have a feeling that I investigated everything on here that I could have.
What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of madmen.
You just read one of those. Oh, okay, that was the last thing that I needed. What? That might be correct. I don't know. It just... It looks religious. I don't think that it was voluntary. Do believe that it involved at least 2 people. Wasn't just the regular crate. Well, there was definitely murder taking place at some point.
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
You know, when people get loaded into
What the hell is
boxes,
happening, Holmes?
I'm not entirely
Calm
sure that they're
yourself.
actually, like, alive. It's okay, it's hatching.
Cannot be.
It's a mummy.
What is it? Oh my god.
Snakes, worms, leeches, a bit of everything. It's wildlife, man. Don't be so freaked out.
Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
Whoa! Right, there's nothing to investigate in the crime scene. That's my house. That's just me not being very tidy. Oh, Black Edelweiss Institute, Switzerland. The abductees are headed for the Black Edelweiss Institute, established in 1700s. It lies somewhere in Switzerland. How are you shipping a live person in a box all the way to Switzerland? Like, you need to feed them. If you don't feed them, like, bad shit happens. People tend to, like, expire. Established in 1789 by Professor Keller, the institute specializes in mental illnesses and addictions. It is currently headed by Professor Gygax. Well, that's
Dr.
a
Watson,
word and a half.
how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train.
There's a train that runs all the way to Switzerland from England? Not bad. Wonder how long did that journey
As grateful as I have
take?
been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run. That I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I have become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around?
Aww. Holmes is a very nice friend. He's trying to build up his buddy.
The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facility to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
It's good for detective in training. It does make me a bit nervous to play just Watson. Like, no, where's my smart backup buddy? Oh god, please don't delete people like that. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Watson does not have a Q button. Visitor from space, glowing meteor lands in Arkham. Watson is not superpowered.
Salutations, madam. I am Dr. John Watson. I was wondering if you've got word of my visit.
Yeah, Dr. Watson. We received your letter on the matter. Would it be to see Professor Gygax?
I feel like both options would be correct.
At their earliest convenience, yes. I shall try not to take up too much of their valuable time.
Wait here, bitte. Mr. and Mrs. Bronson, your girl has made remarkable progress. See? Take a look for yourself.
My apologies for keeping you waiting, Dr. Watson. Surely you understand how medical work can make one lose track of time.
Do not be sorry, Professor. I too know the importance of closely attending to patients.
The work hardly stops here, yet the satisfaction of perfecting the mind compels us to persevere.
I take it you welcome many a soul into your establishment?
Admissions, yes. Visitors, though? I am curious as to what brought you to the Schwarzes Edelweiss.
Word of mouth. An article I read back in London spoke highly of your institution. But rather than taking its word for it, I thought I would see things for myself.
My asylum's reputation precedes it, then.
Everyone, your attention, please. Guten Day. Yes, hi. Hello. The name's Amos Colby, Northwood Detective Agency, Boston. I got questions that need answers. Who's in charge here?
What seems to be the matter, Dr. Watson? You can tell me.
By Jove, it cannot be him.
I have a feeling that that might be Holmes.
Right. Yes. I was surprised because that man is a celebrity. Yes, that's it. Very famous, Mr. Colby.
Don't ever follow up anything with yes, that's it.
No. In my line of work, it can't wait. The longer it takes
If
me
you
to
wish
get
to
the truth,
recuperate,
the
Dr.
more
Watson,
lives
you
are
may
placed
avail
in
yourself
harm's
of the
way.
guest room.
But I have so much more to discuss.
Nurse, if you'd be so kind as to escort Dr. Watson to the guest room. Herr Colby, from Northwood Agency. How unexpected. I am Professor Gygax. I would be happy to answer your questions in the examination room.
Look, Professor, unless you got
Hello!
any
I'm always
access
up in
to
the wee hours.
There is no need to be alarmed. No one gets neglected in my care.
This whole asylum thing was shot so weirdly. Like, there's a lot of close-ups.
Now, let's not resort to brute force.
Do not worry, Herr Colby. My methods are rather more delicate.
That man is supposed to be dead. So I'm wondering if it's Holmes.
Search him thoroughly. Then take him to the holding chamber. I need to decide precisely what to do with our guest.
Yeah? That was definitely Holmes.
The unmistakable scent of alcoholism. Did you walk through their doors as I did, or did they collect you off the streets?
Let me just check again. How does that look? There we go.
A truncheon, not the typical tool for a nurse.
just the fact that Watson is so bad at lying, that in itself is problematic. Like, who follows up their sentence with, yes, yes, that's it? Oh my, this is unlocked? Really? Did not expect it.
Any chemist would envy the quality of this equipment. The final product, ready to cure madness, or to push one deeper into its grasp.
I mean, they are practicing medicine legally. I would assume that they would have equipment. If they didn't, it would be concerning.
Raw materials used to formulate medicine. With this equipment, they can create any type of medication.
Good for them. What are we accusing them of? Being a doctor?
Very sturdy. I might borrow it.
Watson, Holmes, what are you gonna do with that? Jabbed it into somebody's neck. Patient Eloise K. Diagnosis is dermatillomania. What? Oh, nail trimming every day. You cannot untie her hands even if she won't stop screaming. After the incident with the nurses, prescribed therapeutic fasting for a week. Mentioned Josephine to make him more manageable. Oh god, you're forcing a manic patient to starve? Well, that's not great. Mariana is here for hysteria. Keep raising the dosage until she forgets the child. Stupor is quite acceptable. Did our kid die or did you steal it? Nils, nervous breakdown. Do not allow any visits. All letters sent to the patient must be destroyed.
What was that? Is someone there? I'm sure I heard something.
I am gonna assume that that dude never turns around.
You there! I command you to free me at once.
I'm not sure that's a great idea at the moment.
How dare you deny me? I must have my revenge against the lickspittles upstairs.
Fortunately for you, I'm here to stop the very same people.
You are?
Indeed. But first, I must discover all I can about this institution. Tell me, have you witnessed the arrival of any foreign patients?
Tell me? The gall, the impertinence to bark such orders.
Please, we don't have time for this.
Do you know with whom you speak?
A German?
I am the great Napoleon.
Napoleon Bonaparte?
The one and only. Emperor of the French, first consul of the Republic, leader of La Grande Armée. Once I am free and have exacted my revenge against the guards who ridicule me, I shall rest happy in the arms of my beloved Josephine.
Right. Well, I will leave you to your scheming, Emperor.
Well, at the very least, this one's legitimately mad.
My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor bold.
Can I store myself? Let me try that. Too low, too high. Not touched at all. There we go.
A certificate of appreciation from the municipal councillor to Professor Becker for contributions to the development of medicine in Interlaken.
Well, that's very nice for him. I'm not entirely sure why he keeps it here.
A simple toolbox, yet capable of repairing anything.
Even somebody's brain, if you hit it hard enough.
This photo was damaged, seemingly by oil. I can make out the names listed here. Cooking grease. Is this the kitchen dumbwaiter?
Why is there a picture on a kitchen dumbwaiter?
Looks like it's still operational. A painting in a mental institution. Vogel would be delighted. Speech and the Cerebellum by S.A. Becker.
What did you expect a mental institution to look like? Be
John
completely
Summer,
empty?
The Tulpa phenomenon. I'm somewhat of an expert already. R.G. Hill, Dr. Connolly. It appears that all the psychiatric classics were banished here.
Oh. That sounds like a bad thing. Though it may be a good thing. Maybe they're following an unorthodox new way of doing things.
I'd rather not sit in this chair ever again.
Why, do you not enjoy being injected with weird substances?
This sedative worked faster than I expected. Perhaps I ought to train myself. Build up a tolerance.
Get addicted! That's definitely the right idea.
There's the guest room. I wonder if Watson was able to speak to Gygax. Darn. No way I can get past him without being noticed.
Especially considering that if I opened the door, I would open it like directly into his head. It sounds like it will be like a tiny bit problematic.
Locked. I suppose the reception will be guarded anyway.
What if I was extra sneaky? Yep. Dr. Watson even tried to play along with the fake Amos Colby, but clearly performance not his strong suit. I will pin this. Oh. Oh. Okay. Huh. We are getting somewhere. There's like syringes and narcotics. It kind of go, no, hand in hand, together. So we have a syringe and we have some narcotics. We need something else to have the thinky thoughts.
Who's there? Show yourself. Hey, what are you doing?
No! We can't just walk up to him, apparently.
I command you to let me out!
Don't know why it's not a good idea to just walk up to him. Oh, wait. We haven't found something here? Okay. Have suffered serious chemical burns upon my hand, the consequence of the inexcusable actions. My session with Gerda ended before it even began. Poor thing was so terrified she refused to talk and started to destroy everything in the room rather than let me approach her. What you did to Gerda will not and cannot happen again. Let it be known that I consider your methods a barbaric malpractice. If you so boldly claim you wish to be the future of my facility, you must embody my high standards. Do not disappoint me again. What did you do?
Tubes of varying diameters. Interesting.
Do we spit the narcotic with the syringe at him? Because if we do, that will be very funny. Yes, it could be possible to sedate the guard from a distance using a handmade blowpipe.
This should suffice.
Aha! Time to spit at him. Hopefully the dosage was correct. It would be funny if I killed a man.
This should be enough to avoid unwanted attention, at least from a distance.
So what did I do with the man? Did I just stuff him in my pocket?
Manufactured and packaged here. This is the same narcotic substance that we found in London.
Is there anything else in here? This feels like the only thing that we can zoom on in. Ah, letter! Herr Schnitzel, I hasten to assure you that your son is in good hands and that his unexpected development of a Psychological disorder can be remedied at our facility. I'm sure you're as concerned about your son's well-being as I am. I'm confident our combined efforts will lead to speedy recovery. The housing of our pharmaceuticals in your warehouses is an important part of this process. You succeeded drawing officials' attention away from this precious cargo. There will be nothing to stop me from returning your son to you, safe, sound, and free of this unfortunate illness. So, you're like blackmailing people? Is there any reason why a mental health facility is planned like a prison?
Go away, or I will tear your lips from your skull with my fingernails!
Miss,
I'll gouge your eyes out and cut off your hands, just like you did to Heidi.
I am quite certain you would, but I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone else. So, I take it your name is Gerda? Who is Heidi?
You talk strange. You're going to Hell's Door, aren't you? To where those other funny talkers finally shut up?
Hell's Door? To what do you refer?
Only Heidi had answers. Go away, pig!
I
said go, or you will spend your last moments on Earth screaming. This door won't stop me.
I'm pretty sure it will. Like, it's doing a pretty good job so far. Nuts. Perfect snack for when you're in the insane asylum. Nuts. Okay, probably no walking directly into people. Well, the area is not so restricted now. Is this a laundry or an incinerator?
Fabric burnt in the furnace.
How clean.
A jalabia, a traditional garment from northern Africa.
From here, it looks a bit like one of those straitjackets.
Garments of several dozen people at least. So you're Heidi. I didn't realize I was on Haunted Doll Watch. Good lord, how unsettling. The damage seems intentional.
Oh, blood from above.
This stretcher was disinfected frequently.
Sounds like someone was doing a murder.
These are the same crates we found in London. I should take a closer look. I doubt that one could survive such a journey with this little water.
did it take you to get to Switzerland, by the way, Holmes?
Dirt and sweat. They were locked in here for days, judging by the smell. The kidnappers even provided airflow. How generous.
If you sedate a person, do they need to drink less water? I mean, they obviously wouldn't be drinking while sedated, but like... would they be less well off if they got up after that, or more well off after getting up from that? As comparison to not being sedated and trying to live on little water for like 2 days.
The kidnappers even provided
Oh.
airflow. How generous. This is the same design as the one from London. This trip was prolonged and perilous. A bottle this sturdy doesn't break by accident.
Accident purpose.
Substantial blood loss. One poor soul found another way out.
Hmm.
The doors can be opened for deliveries.
They were definitely not moving by the time that they got here. Oh my! Right, so with this one we need more clues.
The stamp on this crate confirms it came from America. That's quite a distance to travel.
Right, so I can talk with the insane girly. Oh, cool. Georgian scribbles.
An Orthodox reliquary commonly found in Eastern Europe, now in a cell halfway up the Alps.
Well, that definitely validates that at least some of them survived the journey. A weak-minded subject eager to follow orders for perceived rewards, strong build. Subject remained violent, requiring the need for traditional sedatives. Once calmed, the dosage for the subject was minimal. Subject thus assumed mad. Subject possesses a lighter, more agile frame, and as such a smaller dosage was required. Incomprehensible, subject is thus assumed mad. The subject was large and required an above-average dose. All subjects in good condition showing signs of obedience regardless of race or native language. They must move on for further testing. So, you testing new medicine
This is how
or
they
something?
kept the prisoners docile and harmless.
Docile and harmless, you say? No. Suppose docile and harmless after a while.
Back through these doors, and they began to unload their cargo in secret. Next, the crates were opened, freeing their passengers. Not everyone survived the journey. The dirty, exhausted, and dehydrated prisoners were then herded into cells. But all the cells are now empty, and I have not located a morgue. Time to find Hell's Door.
Alright, well, Heidi sounds like she knew something about it. I meant Gerda. Heidi's a doll. Let me try and speak to the doll. That might work out well.
I will make them pay for what they did to Heidi.
I found Heidi.
I believe I have found your friend.
Heidi! Oh, poor girl. What did they do to you?
Shh. It's all right now. Everything will be all right.
Please, Gerda, now I have found Heidi, I need some help from you in return.
Shh, Heidi. We should thank the man, don't you think?
Tell me all you know about those funny-talking people.
We'd hear their screams. The guards would take them down the corridor behind you and they'd disappear. And the screams would stop.
Why are you here?
How did you end up in Block B?
The nurses say I'm prone to violent outbursts, but they're wrong. I just do what Heidi tells me.
Oh, is that so? That's completely harmless then.
Professor Gygax seems to rule this facility with an iron fist. Do you know anything about her?
She's sick. She did nasty things to us. Separated me and Heidi just for fun. Before she got here, this place was all right.
Have you ever met Professor Becker?
I remember him. He was in charge here before that witch Gygax. But I haven't heard his voice for a long time. Too bad. He was nice.
I shall leave you two to get reacquainted.
Cool. So she has her doll back. Right. Hidden door. I think she did say that they would be transported through here. But I'm not entirely sure. Maybe searching in the wrong place. Welded shut. Yeah, no wonder that some people wanted to take themselves out.
Scratches. Something has been moved through here. This seems to be a locking mechanism. The whole thing must be a door.
Okay, how do we get through the door? This is a talking point. Okay, so we have a Watson. I'm sorry, we have a Watson around here. And a working dumbwaiter, but we still need more. So he can't send us items down. If that is, they don't just think that he's sus and throw him in here too.
Make them pay for what they did to Heidi.
How do you open Hell's door?
I found Hell's door, the one that made the foreigners silent, remember? How do I open it? Gerda, please, I cannot get inside. You have to tell me how to open it.
How can you speak to me like nothing's wrong? Can't you hear Heidi crying? Look at her! Look! She's suffering. I can't even hear my thoughts over her screams. Poor Heidi. We will fix you. I promise. We will fix you.
Leave it with me, Gerda.
Okay. Several more investigation scenes now, I guess. Buttons, thread, glue, nails. Don't suppose anything has survived in the laundry place? No, not from the looks of it. Is that most definitely would have had some, you know, glue. Well, not glue, but at least buttons. Then again, some of their clothes became buttonless. They were stripped. Not here. Can't take it from the dead people. Not here either, which is a shame. If she has never been to the house door, I'm not entirely sure how she's supposed to, you know, be able to help us, to be honest. So many things in here. I would have assumed that at least some of it would be, you know,
A truncheon, not the typical tool for a nurse.
needles and thread and stuff like that.
The unmistakable scent of alcoholism. Did you walk through their doors as I did, or did they collect you off the streets?
Maybe upstairs? It just feels like, you know, a nicer, shinier place.
Darn.
No,
way I can
apparently
get
not
past
here.
him without being noticed.
Oh, there we go. I had the wrong thing pinned. That might explain it. You see, we don't know what we're looking for unless somebody explicitly pins it to their, to our head. So, yeah. And apparently we can't steal it from this guy either. Well, I am very nocturnal, and I dress the part, so I suppose it would do. I swear, my best bet for buttons should be the laundry place. Alright, no finding buttons in there. Ah, there's buttons. There we go. We're so intelligent. No, there's no needle or thread in here. Well, I already have thread. Do I have a needle? No. Glue and nails. Not even looking for a needle. Okay, so people transport boxes. They gotta have some nails, right? Well, it is a mental asylum, but I agree, it would be a... I don't know where Holmes is expecting to find some. They also had, like, some kidnapped people that arrived here and, like, nailed shut coffins. So, you know, the coffins used a nail. I thought...
Doors can be open for deliveries.
Logically, we might find some here. But apparently no. Watson is the only guy that's gifted with the ability to see in green. That was just a breathing thing, so that the prisoners don't die. Now, unfortunately, we are a prisoner too, so we can't just like walk out and ask people. I already went upstairs, so definitely not upstairs. Already been there. There is a Napoleon man in one of these cells. I'm not entirely sure if he might have some glue. Like, that's just boxes upon boxes, you would think. They also make medicine in here. You would think we could make some glue. Granted, I don't know how you make glue, but...
My comrades in Paris shall hear about this.
For Napoleon, he sounds very German. Oh, found it. There we go. Let's go and fix a doll. So, I still don't know how a girl that was never, like, dragged to the inmate part is supposed to help us. She may have heard them, but it's not like she's all-knowing.
Will this help fix your friend?
Give it to me.
How is she feeling?
Everything will be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Goethe, I have a couple of questions.
Yes,
Dirty little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already. She won't speak no more. Now it's only Heidi. You helped me, and I didn't cut out your eyes. So we're even. Now go!
Heidi, there are things I need some clarity on.
Ask if you dare, but if I get bored, there will be consequences.
A very good friend indeed!
You bore us. Look, Gerda, the man is insane! The professor would treat him like she treated us!
Heidi, there are things I need some clarity on.
Ask if you dare, but if I get bored, there...
So we definitely don't want to ask about the secrets of this facility.
Look!
We can't ask about the
Heidi.
previous owner of this place.
Look!
Heidi.
Heidi.
Heidi. I found Hell's Door, but it's locked.
There we go.
Is there a way to get in?
Hell's Door? Never heard of it.
Uh-huh.
That's not true. You, Gerda, told me that Hell's Door makes people silent forever.
And you believe that snotty little girl? I'll personally ensure that she never dares to speak again!
How is he keeping his cool?
Your teeth will look.
Ugh.
Ask.
I've... That...
Your teeth.
Heidi,
Ask if.
Uh-huh. I mean, maybe.
I've... That...
That's still creeping me out.
Your teeth.
Can't present that.
I...
And you believe.
So not this.
Your teeth.
Not the dumbwaiter. I don't even know why it would make sense, but...
Professor Gygax hurt you repeatedly, scarred your body and mind.
Not really,
You
but this
are not
one's
protecting
talking
Hell's
and
Door.
threatening people.
You are simply afraid of the consequences were I to enter.
I could tap your teeth out with a hammer until you choked on the blood in bits.
You could, but then you would live the rest of your life in fear of Professor Gygax. I can make that feeling go away.
How?
I can stop her. But the key, Heidi, the key to Hell's Door is critical to stopping Professor Gygax. And I think you know where it is.
Tell him!
But you said
And now I say tell him!
the professor. She has a special key. Keeps it close and only brings it down when new people go through. Behind those closed doors, those people start to sing. Oh, they sing in so much pain.
Gygax. Of course. Thank you, Gerda. Heidi. I must leave.
Leave? You joke. Nobody leaves the Edelweiss. Now you will be with us forever!
Yeah, possessed people. That's definitely... That's... Yep, that's definitely the place where they should be. Watson can find it and send it downstairs. Can we send something up there for him? No? We're not gonna use the Napoleon guy, are we? We're gonna use the Napoleon guy. How do you use the Napoleon guy? I mean, we know that there's an issue if you mention Jacqueline to him. Or at least they say to do it to, like, keep him calm. Oh, we release him? Well, that's a new one. Let's just try like 2 on everything except for 1. So the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. There we go. You go and tell him, Napoleon.
At last, you came to your senses.
My humble apologies, Emperor.
Spare me your groveling, Englishman.
Of course, you are right as ever, for you see, time is of the essence. The royalists have risen again, and your darling Josephine needs you. Paris needs you.
Mon amour.
But the guards upstairs in reception stand in your way.
Ha! They will pose no problem for the likes of me. Merci, Englishman. When I return to Les Tuileries, I shall make you a general.
Oh, you are too kind, Emperor. Now go. Your freedom awaits.
I am coming, Josephine.
Psst. Watson. Over here.
Holmes? What are you doing here, and where did you get that outfit?
It is unimportant. I require your assistance.
Holmes does not care. You had your plans for me.
Well, that is rich, because clearly it was unimportant to tell me what you were planning beforehand. Amos Colby?
Your naivety was essential to sell the disguise.
Actually, it wasn't. You should have trusted me.
Yeah, I
Watson,
mean, you
we can
kind of
discuss
ruined
this
it
later. Time is of the utmost
by
importance.
being very bad at lying.
Kidnapped people may still be here. This is what I know so far.
What? You really found all this on your own?
Focus, Watson. I need you to find a key. It will be most unique. All the details are in my notes. Logic dictates that Gygax will keep it near her. Once acquired, you must get it to me. Perhaps the kitchen dumbwaiter could be of use.
Holmes, I can't do this. I'm no spy.
Well, now you
Yes, you
are.
can, Watson. You are unfailingly dependable.
Dr. Watson, visitors are not permitted back here.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr.
Oh, I'm
Coates.
sorry.
After the war, my nerves, I fled all that commotion.
It is nothing. A patient attempted to escape. He will not get far. Now, if you would like to follow me.
Blood in the water. Someone must have washed their hands here recently.
That's the guest room? The guest room has blood? That's great.
Perhaps
Friggin' take
I should
it.
this. For all I hope it won't be needed. Did a child make these?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was my baggage, so it's my gun to begin with. Now, in comparison to Holmes, Watson sucks with investigation. There's no green vision for him.
Miss?
I hear them scratching. Don't you hear it?
I want them to fly.
I think they wanted a sidekick.
Minor birds, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful creatures. How sad that they're caged here.
It is a pretty big cage.
Give it to me. No, I don't want to. Why not?
And they do have company. That's better than the majority of ways that we keep birds normally. So that's the guest room. That's the gardens. As more serious treatment is necessary, my special patient Wolf will be transferred to patient room 2 on the ground floor. All other patients must be removed from my schedule and reassigned to other specialists at the Institute. This patient's mental state requires constant monitoring and immediate intervention to avoid undesirable consequences. The necessary surgical procedures were successfully performed. Physical recovery is still in progress. Memory loss is increasing but still not complete. A new obsession with writing has developed, probably as a side effect. The patient's writing now mentions old names, clear sign of partial memory recovery. Unacceptable result, a second surgery is required, targeting both the frontal and temporal lobes. Surgery went well. The patient's memory does not persist for longer than a couple of minutes. Although an obsession with writing lingers, danger eliminated, daily monitoring prescribed. Ah, the patient gets less dangerous if you just remove the brain.
Photograph seems recent. A commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these. Good lord, that's a lot of records.
Okay, that's back to the administration. Don't want to go there just yet. Director's office. Pretty sure that's where I'm supposed to go. Kitchen! The other place that I'm supposed to go at some point.
Looks dusty but functional.
Oh, we never use that. I think it connects somewhere downstairs.
Well, I'm gonna use it. Send a secret message.
I'm struggling to remember something. It's something familiar. If only I could place it. I must think.
A beautiful alpine flower whose heart I do miss so. You call to me. Well, I don't see. How could I let you go? The storm cuts through my senses, makes all my thoughts so blind. With no captain, I misreason. What did they truly find? Cold and dark, with grimy walls, roughly held like animals, trapped yet free, why do I fall? Something squirms on the tip of the tongue, but what can it be? What did I forget? For someone that had, like, lobotomy performed several times on them, that's incredibly coherent. You're doing great, my man. One of the miracle boys that could live without a brain, probably.
Ah, Dr. Watson. Just the man I wanted to see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept
I
me
don't trust Nurse Kuntz.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as the director of this entire facility?
Only the important ones. And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I think it is time we got to know each other, no?
I'm afraid there's not much to know. I'm just an average chap living a rather prosaic life these days.
Dr. Watson, those of us who pursue knowledge are anything but average. Now, who are you?
I am a doctor, soldier writer.
I'm a physician in search of a stimulating career. I have patients, yes, but admittedly, I'm more interested in the cutting edge of medical research. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had to learn more.
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract other curious minds. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing.
Thank you.
A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Ah, I see. So, what exactly do you do here?
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature, you must force them to forget it.
Surely there are other methods of treatment.
How naive. You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker. But we do not speak of him anymore.
Oh.
A colleague?
The former director here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to leave his house. Do you grow weary of me already, Doctor?
I was simply admiring your office, Professor. Apologies.
While I am pleased you appreciate its practicality and appearance, we were discussing bigger things. Was my conversation boring you?
No, not at all. I merely...
No, I understand full well. You're not seeking conversation.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but not in this form. You must witness a practical demonstration if you are to learn.
I'm certainly intrigued. Would that be possible?
Of course. I propose a journey between the jury of the human brain. You will not leave without being truly enlightened. Kunz, take Dr. Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the nurses to prepare the operation room and the girl with the doll.
Yes, Professor.
Our preparations will take a little time. I will come for you soon, Doctor.
Okay, I got kicked out of there. That's not great. Did not see a key. That's also not great. And she's about to lobotomize someone, which is amazing. So we can probably do it with the important patient. I'm just eliminating a bit of everything now. Why be correct when you can be incorrect 100 times? Can't be right. Was he close to her previous employer? Don't think we're gonna do any finding if we don't just go back to the patient.
You are Mr. Wolf, am I right?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
My name is Dr. John Watson. I wanted to talk with you, if you didn't mind.
Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. I seem to have forgotten where I am.
We're in
That's
the Black
okay.
Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in Switzerland, and you are one of its most important patients.
But why am I here?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember anything.
It's all right, you don't need to push. Try to relax. Let the thoughts come and go. Now, what comes to mind?
He doesn't have half of his brain. What should come to his mind?
Mr. Wolf?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
We just went over this.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met.
We were just discussing this facility, the Black Edelweiss Asylum, and why you are here.
That name does sound familiar.
Holmes, the things I do for you.
Excuse me, who are you? And who's this Holmes fellow?
I am Dr. Watson, and Holmes is, well, you could call him my imaginary friend. That's just a little joke, don't mind me.
But why am I here, Doctor? Am I sick?
I'm sure I can take a look.
Okay. Surgical incisions. Chemical burns. Nice dick. Don't think that that's part of the investigation, though. Is that ink stains? Looks like ink stains. Oh, skin pigmentation. That is not ink stains. Facial paralysis. Oh, whatever was his illness, he's probably currently mostly ill due to the treatment.
Dear Lord, what did Gygax do to you?
Excuse me? Who are you?
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Don't think that there's anything else in here. That was not helpful. Oh God, Wolf is the previous director. Shit. Well, let's get him to write a letter, I guess. Oh, yeah, just lobotomize the... Wow.
Hello again. You won't remember me, but we've met before. I am Dr. John Watson, and you are Professor Becker. You were the previous director of this facility, the Black Edelweiss.
Professor, really? Actually, that name does sound familiar. Wait. Let me write it down. I try to recall memories through writing, but they always feel just out of reach.
As a matter of fact, I have more for you to jot down.
Oh, yes. Yes, please, anything.
Professor Gygax did this to you. She made you forget everything, even who you are. But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that she learns her lesson. Put down what I dictate.
Gygax is a poor director.
Dear Professor Gygax, I bitterly regret that I let my beautiful alpine flower fall under your influence. I see now that you never deserved to sit as the director of the Black Edelweiss. You will be brought to justice, and the world will know your cruelty. And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of this asylum. Signed, Professor Becker.
There. It's done. Now, hold on a minute. Who are you?
My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and I wish to be a writer, though deep down I fear I lack the talent. And presently I'm
Go for it anyway.
my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers, even as I fear it may destroy him. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, I feel alive. Any more questions?
Good heavens, sir. You're as mad as they come.
I mean, that was a lot of info.
One of the patients asked me to deliver this note. It's for Professor Gygax.
Thank you, Doctor. Leave it with me.
A letter for you.
Unbelievable. Kunz, with me.
Aha! Breaking in time! Roar! Is it a knife?
Close, but I don't think this is the key. This is too small to be what Holmes asked for.
Too small? It's pretty long. We recently took possession of a collection of rare gems on behalf of our mutual acquaintance. The gems have now been sold to Louisiana jewelers, who make several offers for far exceeding our experts' estimate of the stone's value. The final sale price agreed upon for the 11 gems was 12,000 Swiss francs. Our client has instructed that you receive 2/3 of this sum transferred to your solicitor as per usual. As always, our discretion is assured, and we look forward to continued business with you and your illustrious patron. Yours sincerely, Jeffrey Scott, representative of the Grey Banking House.
An Edelweiss relief about 2 inches in diameter. This must be what Holmes was after.
Any other evidence while I'm still here? It has been 3 months since I took over the Edelweiss from Becker. Not all my colleagues approved of the rule changes, so I'm not the only professor here. No matter, the hiring of several strong nurses will solve the personnel shortage, without the impairment of his lesser mind. The first payment has arrived from R. Our deal does pose risks, but the possibilities are endless if he is true to his word. A first shipment of chosen ones has arrived. R has sent a vast selection of broken minds. The work ahead will be difficult, but undoubtedly useful for my own research as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. We should definitely have close to drawers, but sure, you do you, Watson. It's fine. Ring-a-ding! Mail is here. Now just like run! Run as far as your little feet will take you. Oh hey look, Holmes is running. Doing this like nice little sprint. Have bendy legs. like a doctor nurse does suit him. Oh, it's more cells. Whoa! A underground school. Well, that's something. Ah, it's a broken tooth.
Male, likely lost in a beating. Only a couple of days old.
Thought it was like a piece of ear. Speaking of lost teeth, I had a wisdom tooth pulled like a couple of weeks ago, and they just gave it to me. No, wait, a couple of days ago. God damn it, brain. They're like, here, have it. And I'm like, cool, I have a tooth. There's something else to inspect in here. Ah, it's here.
The inside of the cuff is worn. It's been used often.
But you could have just had a tooth with you. Make a one-tooth necklace.
Cylinder. There is something recorded on it.
Well, it's mine now.
The writing is mostly gone. Phonetic symbols, perhaps.
So you have a classroom for people where you chain them to the desks. Are you trying to teach them English or something else? That definitely sounds like something else. You're pronouncing it correctly? Incorrectly? Trust my guide, the light of the abyss, for he shall enlighten our chosen ones. Make sure he is present and that our chosen utter nothing but the sacred words. And lo, the trance will begin, and we will be an inch closer to the universe beyond. Your work is essential, as many of our flock do not speak our language, and time is of the essence. It would be best to work in groups, performing at least one seance per day for a week. Of course, the most skeptical members will have to be tamed by your hands. In the meantime, my work continues on a physical method to maintain the trance state through the emitted light waves of Khalid's lenses. Finally, my men in New Orleans will contact you regarding the new shipment of Chosen. Make room for them as you have done before. There is a key. It is apparently very shiny. The bank has the gems. My master has ordered me to send the first shipment of Chosen ones. They will arrive within 2 weeks. Do not fail us. The new method at last started to show progress. The success rate is 4 out of 10. The failures are not responding to any external stimuli. Nevertheless, the phonetic system can be declared an undeniable success. Regardless of their native language or place of origin, the individuals learn to speak the chant without flaw. They learn it quickly and fluently despite lacking all mental autonomy. Regrettably, one of the chosen continues to resist. Isolation and deprivation result in a strengthening of their disobedience. Negotiation only ignited anger, and even after the direct removal of the frontal and temporal lobes, it seems all that was left was an innate desire to resist. This chosen one cannot be allowed to pollute the minds of the others. The conclusion is inescapable. They cannot continue to live. I will see to it that they're sent to the well.
Looks as if it's been recently used.
The well? Like, you're like, that's a trash human. Let me just throw them down the well.
Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair.
Uh-huh.
Full grain leather straps. Impossible to escape.
So what do you do? Zap their brain?
A very professional brain dissection.
On a bird? I suppose it's a bit better than finding a human brain.
Get out of my head!
But we like it in there!
Find reverence for the one that trembled.
Great Lord!
Left your surrender your soul and become a servant of madness.
Please! No more! Stop it! Watson! John! Somebody!
Wretched mortal, do not fear what is to come. Let him rupture our world anew. Awaken! And let the
world behold!
No, it's okay. We're just infected with Cthulhuism.
Light of the abyss is the light from the abyss. Get out of my head.
No! You have the special green vision, which means you are destined for this purpose. Okay, we can probably listen to the audio recording some way. So I'm just gonna pin this for now. Oh? Okay.
A hydraulic elevator? How ingenious. Watson?
Holmes?
What are you still doing here?
Still? I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my
Yes.
thumbs?
I only asked you to find the key. I had everything else under control.
Says the man who looks like he saw a ghost.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
Never mind me. Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. I found her like that when I entered, on my word.
What? She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think.
Has someone just literally disposed of her?
The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death. No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat. The patients here wear the same robes.
So it was a patient? Well, that's fun. Did the guy get to have his brain case back or nah? I meant the dude with no memory.
I had nothing to do with this, Holmes, I swear it.
What if I don't believe you? Oh, shit! It was a patient.
Heidi, how did it end up here?
We'd better inform the local police about this.
You're right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
New Orleans Bank, telegraph from New Orleans. I don't know what the last one is. Oh, I got it correct. Cool. New Orleans in the USA, in case you thought it was somewhere else. Several pieces of evidence now point to New Orleans. It appears that the kidnappers have enlisted the services of the banking house of E.W. Gray to sell gems.
We've got what we needed, Watson. This conspiracy reaches further than we thought. I don't suppose you've ever been to New Orleans?
You are joking.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no time to waste.
What about all the missing people? What are we expecting to get at the end of this investigation? I have questions.
There's nothing in this world that cannot be explained with logic and reason. Nothing in this world.
Holmes?
Hmm?
You seem troubled.
I'm not troubled.
Do we have
Watson.
planes
I'm
yet?
Preoccupied.
That place was awful. Inhumane. It would be natural to experience some feelings of shock or fear.
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numb beyond recognition, powerless to help themselves. When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals. They have the nerve and they have the knowledge.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual cruelty for such selfish aims.
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even killed her, depending on who you ask.
My sincere condolences.
In the end, she was just a shadow of herself. The outline of the person I recognized, but lacking all else. She was pushed until she cracked. Should you see me cracking, John?
Shoot me.
I must ask you to intervene.
Huh.
Nothing compels us to pursue this matter further, Sherlock. We can return to London, report what we have discovered. Let more capable hands take over.
Alas, there are no such hands. Were we to abandon our quest now, I fear no other would
So
succeed
not
in our
balloons.
stead.
We know nothing of what awaits.
Balloons.
What dangers lurk in the darkness.
Nonsense. We draw nearer
There
to
are
New Orleans with every
ships,
passing
which
minute,
is
and that's
probably
closer
the
to answers
favorable
we
way
seek.
of crossing
Those
over
answers
to
for
the other
all their
continent.
perversity and improbability will, nevertheless, be the work of men. And that is a work I have studied well.
So be it.
I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one request. Kindly omit my mother and her suffering from your tale.
Of course.
Thank you, John.
Chinese spy balloons by any chance? There is no shame in asking for help, this game says. Is that a comment on Holmes's mental state? If you're struggling, call the Samaritans. They're always there to help. Ah yes, of course.
Ah, Holmes. After our trip to nippy Switzerland, I can certainly use some of this New World heat.
Do not get carried away, Watson. What we could certainly use are answers to my questions.
I know, but you look exhausted. Why didn't we find the hotel first?
We shall rest when our investigation is over, and not a moment sooner.
Oh, come
I shall
on,
ask
nap
you to
time
handle
is
our
good
bags while I
time.
search for the bank.
As you wish. Oi! Stop it, you! Our luggage! Good Lord, what have you done?
Did you close your luggage wrong?
I'm sorry, mister. It was an accident.
Because if it's properly closed, that can't happen.
It's fine, it's fine. I'll just put everything back. Where are the socks?
Ah, not an auspicious start, is it? Never mind, I'll handle it. You go on ahead.
The Watson is like, we should find a hotel and rest, and I'm like, this voyage must have taken weeks. What did you do if not sleep? Did you sit awake the whole time?
Where you at, gentlemen? Here to enjoy yourselves?
Oh, yes. We're not wearing a disguise. But apparently we can't change clothes here. I have 0 clues. Perfect. There's like a whole clothes change system, but you cannot use it for majority of the game. Ooh, loads of space. I will pin the evidence. That should allow me to talk to people at least.
Is this familiar to you?
You're a lucky man. I know about this.
The bank can be found on the street up from the port on the left side of the Harbor Master Building opposite Chinatown. On the street up from the port on the left side of the Harbor Master Building. So this street, mayhaps? Oh, police department!
Got a spot in mind?
Actually, I'm not sure yet.
They built very wide streets.
No, I've not heard about that, sorry.
You have not heard about a bank.
Is this familiar to you?
I'm sorry, you should search for answers somewhere else.
Well, she is Chinese and it's across the street from Chinatown, so take it that it's a good sign. Oh, can't visit the pawn shop. But it might have fun things in there.
Mr. Frank Barnaby, right? Auction's about to start.
Am I Frank somebody? Oh, myopia. Don't know what that tells us. He has a sandwich in his pocket. Hey, Blinkner's arrive alive. Let's think about him nicely.
You have me mistaken, sir. My name...
If you ain't Frank Barnaby, you ain't coming in.
Listen, the fate of many lives is at stake.
I'm sure it is.
So, not going to let me in then?
No name, no invitation, no entry. Move along, mister. Ain't nothing here for
Holmes, over here. Any luck?
None. They're holding an auction, invitation only. The good news is, I know who might have one. We need to find Mr. Barnaby.
Who?
Frank Barnaby, most likely a local.
And do you think Mr. Barnaby would be happy to share his invitation?
Let us first find him, then we can see if he is the generous type.
Well, I mean, we can happily take it from him. So that is the place.
Excuse me, just one question.
I'm sorry. You should search for answers somewhere else.
How marvelous, Holmes. A city within a city.
Indeed. Those lanterns are delightful. It is as though we have been transported to the Orient itself. Can I ask you a question?
No, I've not heard about that, sorry.
If only everyone in here would
May I
actually
ask you
speak
something?
Chinese.
Don't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Help me, please.
Don't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Do you know anything about this?
What makes you think I can be of any help?
I don't know, you're a person. You have a head, presumably. You can speak. What else do I want?
This place has a Spartan charm, does it not?
It does. My soul will always yearn for London's gloom, but it reminds me of Cordona in a nice way. Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I'd tell you if I knew, but unfortunately, I don't.
Ah, it's the Gator Bar. I thought it was a gay bar.
Do you know anything about this?
Sorry, mister, can't help you. Ask someone else.
America, Holmes. I never thought I should be so lucky as to visit.
Could have visited at any point you wanted. That you chose to stick with Holmes. Oh right, we may have been asking about the wrong thing.
Excuse me, just one question.
Oh, I've heard talk.
He owns a shop in Chinatown called Barnaby's Hidden Gems. So he does not hang out in the gay bar. Where am I? Oh, this is Chinatown.
Locked. No one's here. Rather unassuming for a jewelry store.
Damn, he at it again. Barnaby still owes you. If he can't pay...
The banking house of E.W. Gray will be hosting a closed auction of black opals. The bank doesn't disclose the origin of the rare stones. However, the bank clerk, Mrs. Zoe Clemens, has confirmed the authenticity of each stone.
He'll pay in blood.
Is this familiar to you?
Don't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Are you able to help me?
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
Two gentlemen say that the Barnaby owns the money. He is non-alcoholic and is currently getting drunk at the local bar called the Giddy Gator in the Creole Quarter. He can be recognized by his yellow hat and green jacket. I'm pretty sure I did run through that.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't wish to be rude, but I don't have a clue about this.
You don't know about a guy with a yellow
Is this
hat?
familiar to you?
Doesn't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, mister. Can't help you. Ask someone else.
So where is the bar? Is this the bar? No, that's tailoring. Like, the bar's through here because the arrow says so. Ah, that's where it is.
Is this familiar?
Is it you?
No, I not heard about that. Sorry.
Oh,
How were you, like, so conscious enough to tell me I haven't heard about that? Sorry, just a second ago, and then proceed to go.
Barnaby, unconscious but with his eyes open. Look, Watson, the two of you are just alike.
Oh, great. So I look like a haggard alcoholic.
Yes. I need his permission slip. The banking house of E.W. Gray invites you to participate in a closed auction. We are pleased to present a selection of rare and extraordinary black opals for sale. Please contact our employee to receive more information. We strongly urge you to wear the cleanest suit you have and be sober. One more unacceptable incident and we will exclude you from our list of buyers.
What have you got?
An idea. First, we'll need Mr. Barnaby's clothes.
Holmes.
Yes.
Time is of the essence. You will go to the bank, not as yourself, but as Frank Barnaby.
Holmes, we look nothing alike.
The hat and coat will do the heavy lifting. Just stay cool, play the part, and no one will notice the difference. Trust me.
Holmes, must we really indulge in this farce?
It worked in Switzerland, didn't it?
Sure, if you redefine the word worked.
Oh, I mean... You got information in Switzerland? That's close enough to work, right? Trying to remember where the auction house is, it will be easiest to just go back to Chinatown.
Where's my cash, Frank? In the bartender's tip jar?
See? That guy believes it, that we're him.
Where's the money, Barnaby?
I'll wait here so as not to arouse suspicion.
I'll pin that, just in case.
Mr. Barnaby.
Right you are. Shop owner.
Right. Your invitation, sir?
Here you go.
You okay, sir? Seem to have the jumps.
I'm in a rush.
Come on in.
Just say that you have been sober for too long. You're a known alcoholic.
I've never seen gems so big.
Or at work.
I simply must have them.
I simply must have been.
Could you help?
Mama.
I'm sorry, but I've never heard of that.
Let's unpin the evidence. Black opal, you say?
Sorry, I'm just dealing with another client's request. Please wait a moment.
More black opal.
This might be useful. I'll make a note.
The banking house of E.W. Gray thanks its fine philanthropists. That's a list of names.
Morning, sir, and welcome to the E.W. Gray Banking House. The auction will begin shortly. Name's Zoe Clemens, and I'd be delighted to help you.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Clemens. I am Frank Barnaby.
You're great at lying.
If you don't mind. Forgive my curiosity, but who was the previous owner?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to disclose them details.
These gems are rather curious. What can you tell me about them?
These rare beauties are black opals, all the way from Coober Pedy, South Australia. When they catch the light, the dark stone becomes a brilliant rainbow. It's something special.
It's so special? Could the gems be stolen?
It doesn't say where these stones came from. No provenance, no previous owner. I'm starting to suspect they were illegally procured.
What? We would never. I can assure you these gems were bought from one of New Orleans' most upstanding citizens, a philanthropist no less. If you would like to know more, I could get my manager.
You old dog, Barnaby. Didn't think you'd sober up for the auction. An hour ago, you were 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, you know, I hold my liquor better than most. And the auction was an important business opportunity.
An important business opportunity? Ha! What have you done with the real Barnaby?
Well, maybe I'm drunker than I thought, mister.
Mister? What's wrong, Frank? You're looking pale. Don't you recognize your old pal, Grub?
Oh no. Oh no. Time to deduce who people are. The oversized wool hat. Golden revolver champion. Fashionable nails. Hairs for appearance. Did you lend me any money? Don't mind me while I look you up and down. It's quite nice for them to model a bulge of at least some sort. Man's definitely not a Ken. I'm gonna say that he's a toothless dog.
Sorry, Sheriff, but I don't have time for this.
Now, Frank, when I'm talking to you, everything else waits. If I want to talk, you talk. If I say jump, you say off which pier. Do we understand each other?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, while I have you, there's the matter of your outstanding fines. I've been more than reasonable, but I'm afraid the bills come due.
Fines? Right. I'm afraid I don't have anything on me.
That's funny. Ain't you at the auction? I weren't born yesterday, Frank. Now, assault, battery, disorderly conduct, that's serious stuff. You got off easy, but if you don't pay up, things get a whole lot worse.
Look, Sheriff, I'm not actually...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Think careful now, 'cause Frank Barnaby only owes us cash. But fraud, impersonation, that's weasel behavior. And you know what we do to weasels round these parts. Feed 'em to the gators. So, Frank, what's it gonna be?
Here's all I have.
Mighty fine of you. The people of this parish deserve peace. They don't take kindly to visitors. Don't miss that boat tomorrow morning, Doctor.
Oh, come on. Not leaving tomorrow. I'll just get rid of me.
Mr. Barnaby, were you wanting to submit a bid?
You were gonna tell me who did you purchase the rocks from before you got interrupted. Okay, so I can't stay here. Unfortunately.
The auction will close in 30 minutes. I believe we now have offers on every gem.
You believe, but you don't know.
I told you, Holmes. I told you it was a bad plan. Now we're penniless and wanted criminals.
Hysteria gets us nowhere, Watson. Tell me what happened.
The sheriff saw right through me. He knew who I was from the start. Extorted me for every coin I had.
Bah, all that matters is what you learned about the gems.
I shan't discuss it while still wearing that blighter's clothes. I'm going back to the boat to get changed. Could you help me?
What makes you think I can be of any help?
I don't know, maybe you know where the boat is. I assume the water's this way, but my sense of direction is just about non-existent. Oh, that is a very familiar train. That guy won't even talk to me.
A pox on the crew.
You know, I think the look actually compliments you. Why bother changing it?
Is there a way for me to get onto that boat?
No, no! Was that your luggage again? I don't understand. We just got it back in order.
We'll unpin it.
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
I'm sorry, your luggage left? Maybe I can enter from this side? Huh. So the way that I would normally get to the ship is completely blocked off. Is that the right ship? I'm really bad with locations.
Always a pleasure to see you regular, Mr. Barnaby. Welcome home.
Well, there are rooms available in here.
Forget the sheriff. I'm sure it was simply bluster and bloviation.
There are rooms available in there. We can change in there.
A pox on the crew.
Okay, I'm gonna search this up because I have no idea. Sherlock Holmes. Get to the boat to change? There's floating clothes somewhere around here. Inside the river.
Oh, bollocks, now our clothes are in the bloomin' water.
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
I ain't sure what you did to the sheriff, but it must have been something real hairy to have him chuck your luggage off the pier.
With respect, miss, have we met before?
If you were the real Frank Barnaby, yeah, we would have. But where are my manners? I'm Lucy. And you are?
John, I didn't mean to be rude. I've just had a difficult day, miss.
Well, it's barely noon. And you've already made an enemy in Sheriff Grubb. The man starves his gators just in case someone crosses him. John who?
Watson.
Well, Johnny, if you plan on sticking around, you better change that suit, or Frank's reputation will catch up with you. And then you'll be a John Doe.
Alas, I think one of those gators is currently devouring my spare clothes.
You've got yourself in a fine pickle. All right, come on board the Nymph of Louisiana, and I'll sort you something to wear.
The nymph? Is that what it sounds like? Why are you helping me?
Well, let's just say you ain't the only one who's had run-ins with the sheriff. Way I see it, this city deserves better. Now quit your stalling and head on over to the Nymph. I'll be in room 6.
This Mr. Barnaby is proving rather useful. Perhaps you're not so different after all.
One more word, Holmes, and I'll hand you over to the sheriff.
Sorry, was that John talking or Frank?
Oh, go annoy someone else while I visit the nymph.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna take Watson here for some, you know, private fun time.
Well, look at you. All dressed up with nowhere to go.
I can't thank you enough. As I was saying, our journey has hardly gone to plan. We seem no closer to finding our missing people than when we left.
Well, if there were anything to know, Champagne'll know it. She's across everything in New Orleans. Look for her in the fisherman's village behind the Creole Quarter.
Thank you again, Lucy. I shall make my way there now.
Good luck, Johnny. Keep out of trouble.
Do we want to, like, marry a prostitute and just, like, bring her back over?
Oh, forgive me, Watson. The difference is plain as day. What a remarkable transformation from Barnaby.
If we're critiquing wardrobes, Holmes, maybe you can explain why you used to roll just one sleeve up. Did you get bored halfway through?
You get bored halfway through.
I feel much better in this suit, even if it is not mine.
All right. Fisherman's Quarter. behind the Creole Quarter. There is an issue. I'm shit at navigation. It's not gonna get any better. Is this it? Is this where the fishermen live? This definitely looks very watery.
May I ask you something?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
In a hut on a boat, she owns 2 dogs.
Yeah, I did.
Yep, this is definitely the right place. That's probably her.
Hush now. No offense, Cher. Them two don't take kindly to gents. Especially foreigners. How can champagne help you? Trip to the bayou? Feeding a huge crocodile?
You look like you're dressed in modern
Some
clothes and I
other
can't
time,
explain
perhaps.
it.
Word has it, you know everything that goes on round these parts.
Maybe. Maybe not. What you want to know?
The bank in town recently purchased a valuable collection of gemstones from a wealthy man. What do you know of it?
Cher. I hear everything. This time I tell you for free. Next time, you pay.
Thank you.
May have been 1, 2 weeks ago. Rich man's butler sold him some black opals.
And this rich man is?
Don't know his name, only that he from the French Quarter. Folk back in town could take you there. That's all I know. You need a boat? I hire him out for dollars. Or a bottle of you know what.
Come?
Thank you for the offer and the help.
Alcohol can't be worth enough to hire a boat for. Okay. Rich man from French Quarter. It's most likely Mr. E. Arneson from the French Quarter. All right. I don't know where the French Quarter is. Probably not where the frogs are. This is probably not the right place.
Excuse me, just one question.
Oh, I've heard talk.
Using a cab near the Harbor Master building to travel to the French Quarter. Oh! Cool! It's like, it's not here, you doofus. Go get a cab, like a normal person.
Got a spot in mind.
The French Quarter.
And get us there fast.
Oh, very Frenchy.
I'm not used to this warmth and humidity. Hopefully our Arneson has
You
a
know,
shady
Watson,
garden.
the opulent mansions and stifling heat remind me of my time in the Mediterranean.
Cordona does sound rather magical. Do you think you shall ever return?
I don't know. That place was home to some of my greatest memories and some of my lowest moments.
Ah, if only I was a rich detective that could travel wherever they please. Oh yes! We came back to being able to Do outfits. Finally, I can dress myself anew. I'll stay in here because everything that he has just looks very hot to wear. Aw, Sherlock's tired. Poor dude. I'll give him glasses. There we go.
Can I ask you a question?
You're a good sort. I'll help you. Listen closely.
Has a large gate adorned with bisons. That looks like bisons, but that does not look like a mansion. That looks like bisons.
Lord help me.
No way in. Excuse me, miss. Are you all right? What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Waiting for someone, Eula?
Yes, sir. My brother Davy. He works for Mr. Arneson in that mansion yonder. Been 5 days now since I last heard from him.
Come now, why all the tears?
Something happened to Davy. I feel it in my bones.
Do you think he may have left the premises?
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's smart in some ways, but he can't talk. Not a word. He's pure and kind.
Fear not. We will look for your brother. One presumes this gate is locked. Is there any other way inside?
There's another entrance through the stables you could try. That's where I meet Davy normally, but I couldn't get in. See, I couldn't find the key. It wasn't in its usual spot. Please hurry, sir. Find him for me.
So he's special, eh? Ah, that horror at the door. Wait, really? That's definitely a chapter name. But anyway, I do need food. And I need to continue writing. Because that's what I'm currently doing, and that eventually makes money food. So it'd be important. So for today, I'm gonna stop here now. I will return to it later. Probably several times. Writing is fun, but not as fun when you know exactly what you have to put on paper, but you haven't put it there yet, so it's just going through the mechanical procedure of putting it there, and you're like, oh boy, I'm on chapter 2 out of 6. This will take a while. When we return, probably several times next week, maybe even once at the end of this week, it's just that with the tooth extraction and everything else, I kind of got a bit beshuffled and busy. So yeah. So I haven't been streaming as often as normal. But anyways, thank you for being here and see you next time. See ya.